Hi everyone! Are you looking for an easy way to let your visitors contact you, send feedback, or RSVP for an event through your website? In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a web form to your website in just a few minutes. I'm currently logged into my website builder account, and with my template, it already came with a contact form. I'll just navigate to the contact page and let you see that. So you'll see that there's a contact form here already. And if we click on this section, we want to make sure right here that the notification email is correct. So that way, every time there's a submission through this form, I'll receive a notification. And if I want to see the submissions, all I have to do is find this form in the site builder, click on it like I have already, and I can view the submissions from Manage Form Submissions on the left. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another web form to my website. So I'll navigate to this page. I created this landing page to promote my VIP event where only exclusively invited members can attend. I want to add an RSVP form so I can get an idea of who's coming to my event. So under this first section, I want to add a new section, and I'll choose from these options, Contact Form. And now you can see that there are many different types of web forms you can add, like catering request, feedback, event request, etc. I'm going to scroll back to the top and I'm going to choose RSVP. And I'll add this version right here. So now that form has been created. So we can go ahead and start customizing it now. The first thing I want to do is customize the title. So I'll click right on that field. And I'll change the description as well. And now let's go ahead and edit the fields on this form. So right off the bat, I'm going to delete this field right here. I'll just click on it and then click the garbage icon to remove it. For comments and/or questions, I'm going to edit this label. I've clicked on it, and on the left, under Label, I'll customize it right there. If you'd like, you can also add hint text. I'll just leave that blank so it's open. Now I'll add a form field. So under this one, I'll click Add Form Field, and I'll add an international phone number field. I like this format, and this field comes with a drop-down so that users can choose their country code. I'll just go to the preview and show you what it looks like so far. I'll go back to Edit Site now. I'll add a date and time field so they can let me know when they're planning to arrive. So I'll just click on this field, and I'll click Add Form Field. And at any time, if you want to change the position of your fields, all you have to do is click on it and then use these arrows to move them up or down. So I'll also add a checkbox for users to let me know about their dietary restrictions. I'll try adding it under this one. Click Add again. I'll choose a checkbox. And with this kind of field, you'll notice that there are different options to edit. So it's easiest to do this on the left. I've clicked on the field. First, I'll change the label. And then you can click on each option here to edit the label for that. Go back. So we'll see we made those changes here. I'm also going to make this field block width 50%. So I'll click on that again, and you'll see we have that option for all of the fields. Now it's at 50%. And I'll also add a radios field. So let's click Add. Radios is selected already, and then I'll click Add Selected Field. A radios field is similar to a checkbox, except users can only choose one option. I'll add a guests option, so users can RSVP for up to 2 guests. I'm going to get rid of option 3, so all I have to do is click and then delete it. So now there are only 2 options for this radio box. And I'm also going to make this 50%. And that way these 2 fields fit next to each other. Now we can take a look at all of the fields that are on my form so far. You can also see them listed on the left panel as well if you've clicked outside of the field. So let's say you were clicking on the field itself. Once you click out of it, on the form section, you can see an overview of the fields. One more thing that you might want to do is add content blocks, which let you incorporate extra text or an image in your form. For example, if I want to add some headings to the form for personal information and another heading for event preferences, I can go ahead and add that. So for example, if I want to add a heading above first name and last name, I'll click right here and then I'll click Add. And now, so far we've been adding input fields, but you can also choose to add content blocks. So you can click right here and we'll choose text content. And now add selected field. So on the left, the label is optional, so I'll just erase that and leave that empty. And I'm just going to change the text content right here to say personal info. So I'm happy with that. I'll just click off of that and you can see it's right there. And then I'll add another heading now. The rest of this is going to be for the event preferences. So I'll click right here, add a content block, and I'll add text. So I'm going to add the text content here to say event preferences. And I want to remove this label because I only want one line. Oops, I'll add a colon here as well. So far that's what I've added. So it's useful to add text content blocks for headings, or if you need to add instructions or additional context for any of the fields, this is also a useful tool. And something else that might be helpful is adding an image. For example, I might want to add a picture of where on the invite customers can find their unique invite code. So I do want to add that. First of all, I'll add that image. So I'll go to Content Blocks, choose Image Content, and I want to update this placeholder image. So I'll select from Files on the left, and I've already uploaded my image here to my files. I'll click on that, click Save, and we want to change this image scaling to fit. And I also don't want this label, so I'll just erase that. I do want to change the label to something more helpful, so I'll change that to where to find your code. And now I want to add the field that accompanies that. So underneath this image block, I'll add a simple text box. I'll change the label. Invite code. And just to let you know what this looks like, I'll add some hint text. Enter a unique code found on your invitation. So let's quickly preview all of this. So we've updated all of this information. We've added the fields that we want. We've added some text content. We've also added an image block. And you'll notice right now I've made all of the fields required. Except for this one right here. Once there's an asterisk beside the label, it means that the visitor has to fill it out before they can submit the form. If you want one of the fields to be optional instead of required, just to make it easier to submit the form, we'll go back to the site editor. So for example, if you want to make the dietary needs optional, just click on the field and you'll see that there's an option to make it required or not. We'll turn that toggle off. So now dietary needs is no longer required. So now my form is complete. To make it go live, I'll just click Publish on the top right corner. So that's it for this video. You can see it's very simple to add and edit a contact form on your website to collect data from your visitors. Thanks for watching.